Welcome back everybody, here's confirmation of the grid. Diablo on pole, Valium in second, Nissan in third, Matt Elwood in fourth, Mental Nev in fifth and P1 Dylan in sixth. Reverse grid from the race in Spa. Just about to go lights out. Diablo, our Australian cousin, in the Audi TT, gets quite a good start. You know, normally with the TT you're heading backwards. Normally if it's me, right to the back of the grid. Valium though got into the corner first, wider line. Matt into second, but yeah, Diablo done well to hold on to third position. He's got Mental Nev behind him, so Mental Nev made up a few places on the start, 2 places. We've got Nissan, who's lost out to Mental Nev. P1 Dylan again in an Audi TT, so it's going to take him a little while to recover that start, but once the TT is up and running, it is a quick car. As we see, Diablo back into second. Cracking move. We're just going to go back and have another look at the start, just from the rear end of the grid. So we're on with Mental Nev. So yeah, you can see P1 Dylan bogged down, front wheel spinning, not really going anywhere. We've got Mental Nev overtaken. Obviously Nissan, who again is in a front wheel drive Scirocco. So the front wheel drives really do suffer off the start line, but once up to speed they are quick cars. But again, Matt in the Citroen doing great in second. He's obviously, we've just watched him lose that position, so we'll just carry on from here. Valium in the NSX though, quite well suited to this track. The NSX produces a bit of power, quite well balanced, scrubs the front tyres a little bit, but so here we go, just going back to, just shows you the power of the TT. Matt does blend out with the throttle early just so there's no collision and nobody getting pushed off into the gravel, obviously on the Degnes. Mental Nev in the 650S, lovely looking car, quite well balanced. So obviously this is round 6, race 2. The last race was at Spa, which P1 Dylan won. And C's up into 5th place now, so past Nissan. All still very tightly bunched. So can Diablo get on the back of Valium? Can he get him under some pressure? Get past him? Puts a tyre out onto the grass, very brave. Dylan trying to make headway, but he's going to be in a big train of cars there. Again, just they slot back into the same spots as such, but obviously we've got Mental Nev now 4th, Dylan in 5th, so they're on the move. And we've got Diablo making a move. Can he make it stick around the outside? Turn 1, which blends into kind of turn 2, let's have a look. Can he? So Valium gives him space and he's through. Can he hold it though? So the NSX might get better drive. No, and he's got now the inside line for this left-hander. Go through the S's. Cracking overtake there from Scott. So P1 Valium now into 2nd place. He's a little bit offline, so he's trying to fight back, but got P1 Dylan though 4th, all over the back of Matt. We need to have a look at that. Yeah, so he's gonna go. Is Matt gonna let him have the position? Again, he's having to go short on Degna 1, Degna 2. So P1 Dylan now up into 3rd place. So from basically in 1 lap, dropping off the back of the grid with the front wheel drive, he's now in 3rd place. So making an excellent recovery. It looks like Diablo's had a bit of a slow run out of that corner, and P1 Valium now on board with him. Is he going to have a look into Spoon? Can he get it alongside that? That TT is mighty up the hills. Just looking back, so he's now in a TT sandwich. So he's got Diablo in front. So it's an NSX sandwich between two TTs. Not sure what type of bread that would be, but never mind. We definitely know the filling is Japanese though. Probably him having to go defensive. And we've got... What's happened there? What has happened there? We're gonna scoot back and have another look at that. So we've got P1 Dylan. Let's have a look. Oh, so did he just outbrake himself and take to the grass, or was that a genuine error? Not quite sure. I think we'll go with option number 1. So I think he's just literally tried to avoid an accident there and taken to the grass. So he's got a bit of damage to the right rear wheel. That will reset itself. So we've got Diablo in first, we've got Matt Elwood in second. Now Mental Nev battling with Valium. So Mental Nev now into third. Can he hold that position though? Catching up to Matt. Citroen is a good car. You know, it's got power, it's got grip, but it does push a bit. Pushes in the corners, so can he make those tyres last? Definitely different combos of tyres here. So we've got Matt is on the racing softs and we've got Nev on the super softs. Unusual for Nev to be on the super softs as well, but obviously feels that's the best tyre for this first stint. So yeah, P1 Dylan all the way back to last place, now in 6th. Can he recover? Diablo still in first, Matt still in second, but coming under some serious pressure from Nev. There's P1 Dylan just coming around the hairpin, up the hill, coming up to Spoon Curve. Difficult corner. Oh, and we had a bit of action in front. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Mental Nev's lost a place. Mental Nev's going backwards. We're going to have another look at that. So, oh, not really quite sure what happened there. Again, just coming into the first part of Spoon. Whether he maybe turned out of it to avoid a bump with Matt, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, a bit of an unusual one, that one. But it's seen Nev drop down to 5th place. Back on it now, though. So the two that started at the back are now still at the back after both getting up into 3rd position. So this is going to be interesting. Dylan got a bit of a penalty there, half a second. Probably from the Degners. Let's have a look. Oh. So Valiant back into 3rd place. He'll be enjoying this. Diablo can't shake Matt though. Matt is right behind. So 209s in the Audi TT. Scott Diablo is running kind of a hybrid on tyres, so he's got racing softs on the front and super softs on the rear. Obviously we've got the Citroen just on racing softs. I don't think the TT is able to do a no-stop race around this track. It is quite high degradation, particularly on those front tyres with these very, very high speed corners. We haven't seen Nissan much, but here he is in the Scirocco. Team Monster there, keeping it neat and tidy around Degner 1 and Degner 2. Oh, gets a little bit sideways on the grass. Around the hairpin now, up the hill. So it's just gone under the back straight, if you like, if you could call it that. Mental Nerve recovering in the background again with P1 Dylan as well. So these two leading the championship behind Mental Nerve and P1 Dylan. I'm saying leading the championship, leading their league anyway. Both very, very quick drivers. So here we go. Oh, 130. Cracking corner. Very difficult to overtake on, but we've seen a few attempts in the other leagues. Lovely livery there on the Samsung McLaren 650S. Group 4 cars, so just going back to the front there. Again, nothing to separate these two really. Go on board with Matt. So inside the car is very, very unusual prototype Citroen. Head-up display. The steering wheel. You can see with Matt, really, really smooth on the steering. Applying the throttle, not stamping on it, which will help these tyres last a bit longer. Up in the 5th gear. Is he going to hit 6? Yeah. And then down to 4th. There we go. 2nd gear corner. You can just see the TT through Degner 1, Degner 2 pulls away a little bit. And Scott should have the power up the hill as well. So Valium's still in 3rd, Mental Nev just behind. He's got P1 Dylan behind him, and Nissan, unfortunately, in that front wheel drive Scirocco, is not loving it. Currently in 6th. So the recovery has started really for Dylan and Nev. The two of them were obviously both in 3rd place at one point. But again, strong drive. P1 Dylan has got quite a bit of a penalty there, 1.9 seconds, so whether that's a multitude of a couple of corners being cut or just one, I'm not quite sure, but he had half a second before. These two very, very close though. Can the Citroen get the run on the Audi TT into turn 1? Just looking back here. So there has been a bit of a change at the... We're going to have a look back, just... I can't remember why we're doing this, but... right, it was Valium, so he was in 3rd. He was in 3rd. Oh, and just on turn 1, gets the rear wheels onto the Astro, and round it goes, so... Hence why, that's why we're looking back. I'll just skip forward to these two again. Considering we're on lap 6, the wear on the front tyres on those racing softs on the TT looks fine. Do love this view, especially Suzuka as we climb up to the big Ferris wheel. So you can hear those tyres scrabbling for grip. So he's up on in sector time. Oh, Matt taking a tighter line. Can he get the drive? No, that's where the TT comes into its own 3rd gear. 4th, just... It pretty much, in those gears, can out-accelerate most of the cars in this group. You roll it through the corners, it can carry good corner speed as well. P1 Dylan still carrying that penalty though. No rules on penalties in this series and in this season in particular. There used to be an enforcement as you would lose it on a straight, but it quite often interfered with the racing, so you can drop this penalty at any time, or you can even carry it across the line, but obviously it's going to add on to your finish time, so it might put you behind some other people, so we'll see what happens there. Here's Nissan just at the back there, 5th place I'm saying. Obviously Valium, when he spun it, dropped him all the way to the end. Shows you quite tight this race, quite tightly bunched, so just skip forward a bit. So just recovering back to where we were. So still Diablo in first place. Still that Citroen. He's not getting away from it, that's for sure. Is Matt biding his time? Is he just waiting for an opportunity? Or is he waiting for Diablo's tyres to go off? P1 Dylan, obviously with Valium kind of spinning out a bit, it means that P1 Dylan now in third and Mental Nev in fourth. Mental Nev doing an excellent job in the 650S. It's, you know, although it's a well-balanced car, around this track the TT is a quicker car. You know, there's just kind of with the there's not any real first gear corners, so the drive issues on the front wheel drive are kind of overcome, and when you get into second, third, fourth, fifth gear, the TT is like a rocket ship. I speak from experience because that's what I'm using, and I did quite well in this race. Not this particular one, but in my own league. So yeah, see the lap times obviously kind of, you know, 206 is being hit by P1 Dylan, which is a quick time. Anything under a 207 is quick. 207's 208's kind of race pace. So Valium having it all to do again if he can. Obviously he is catching on to the back of Nissan Elvis, so it might be a bit of a good race brewing towards the end of this. Saying that, we've got our first pit stop, so P1 Dylan's in for tyres. Mental Nev as well, he's in. These guys haven't yet, so yeah, they're back to 5th and 6th place. It's like Groundhog Day all over again. What can I say? Let's have a look. It might not. Oh, they're coming out now. So Nissan slots in the middle of the two, and yeah, Valium gets through as well. So Mental Nev at the back. So I think it's his first time really at the back, because he's always been kind of 5th place, and P1 has managed to maintain 3rd. So even though there's fewer cars in this league, it's a bit of a shame that obviously people can't make it, but you know, this league is running over 8 rounds, that's 16 races, so it's quite a long season, and it is quite difficult to get to everyone, but still loads and loads of action in here. So you can see though, P1 in the 206.692, 206.7, 207.7, 207.4, and then pit stop, obviously 12 seconds on there for a pit around this track, so 2:19. Very close behind though. We've got Mental Nev. Is he going to get past Valium? He's going to try and take the inside for Spoon. Looks like he's got it. Can he brake a little bit later? Valium gives him room, tiny little nudge, but nothing intentional there. And Valium holds the position. Nev might get better drive though. Had a slightly wider line coming into the second part. He's going to put it down the inside. So we're looking at pure power here between the two. And he's through just before 130R, so might have to go defensive though. He doesn't. Valium doesn't really challenge back. And we've got Nissan now into the pit, so Nev has pitted. So there we go. So with the pits, we've got Matt now in first place. We've got P1 Dylan in second. So we had Diablo come into the pits there. Diablo's got out in third place, and Mental Nev is now in fourth. So, and not too far behind, so a couple of seconds there. Just behind that though, we've got Nissan starting to come under pressure from Valium. These two towards the end of this race, not to put a spoiler out there, but are never far apart. So Matt hasn't pitted. He's on the racing softs. Those tyres look okay at this stage. The Citroen is not the fastest car around this track, but it does handle really well. And as long as you don't push it too much, you can make those tyres last quite a while. But that gap, he needs 12 seconds to get in and out in first place. I'm not sure he has that at this stage. I think that's closer to kind of 10 and coming down very quickly. So Matt's in the 209s. His fastest lap is a 208.445. So, you know, on overall pace on those tyres compared to super softs on the TT, he is at a disadvantage of nearly 2 seconds a lap. So this is going to be interesting. What's he going to do? Is he going to do a no-stopper? Or is he going to pit? If he does pit, can he get that pace from a 208 down to a 206? Now, I'm not so sure, compared to the TTs, that he'll be able to do that in the Citroen. Great shot along the back straight before 130R. Just going back to the front, so how big's that gap? So if you're counting by the boards, it's closing very, very quickly. So he's still in the 209, so really, really consistent. If you look at those last 4 laps, 209.2, 209.2, 209.7, so half a second, 209.9. I think those tyres are starting to go away from him. Diablo is a 205, but that was actually because the obviously pit straight. The pits come out on there, so it's a bit of a shorter lap. If it was a 205, then I need to speak to the man. Yeah. P1 Dylan just running wide on Degner 2. You get all 4 wheels over that curb, it is going to penalise you, and that's what's happened there. But he has considerably closed that gap with an incredibly fast lap on lap 9 at 206. Pretty much almost dead. 0.63. Very, very quick lap. Saying that, if you add on the 1.9 seconds, maybe not so, but... So, 21 minutes into this race now. Everybody's still on the same lap and probably split by 15 seconds or so. 15, 16. So I think Matt's going to have to start to do... So he doesn't really defend. He leaves the door open. But he's still in position. Gets it turned in okay. I think it is going to compromise him a little bit. The TT... He's in the slipstream, so P1 Dylan now going to the outside. Again, Matt covering the inside, making it more difficult for Dylan to get round there. Is he going to make it easy for him? That Audi though, he's got the job done before he gets to the corner really. That's P1 Dylan from last place twice to now first in the space of 10 laps. So, has made a couple of mistakes in this race though, so it'll be interesting to see. Third, we've got Diablo, solid 3rd place, so he's a few seconds off the front pair, but again, he's now on fresh tyres. He's on the racing softs, which will certainly see him to the end. Mental nerve in 4th, but I'm not sure if this is a glitch or if he's... Yeah, because it kind of jumps back after that. So not quite sure what's gone on there, but it... Yeah. Back up front though, P1 Dylan. So is this going to be... another win? So in race 1 he won it, with Mental Nev in 2nd. In race 2, he's fought from the back twice. And now he's leading this race. He does need to lose that penalty though. Although, looking at the way he's going, in the 206s, he's going to be able to pull. You know, he's already got about 4 seconds there, so he can drop this penalty at any point. Just shows you how dominant the Audi can be given track. It's, you know, it wasn't the best car in the wet, but it is irrespectively a very quick car. So we're definitely getting to the business end now. 24 minutes in, we've got obviously P1 Dylan in first still. We've got Matt in second. Diablo, he is catching Matt, so that's going to be an interesting battle a little bit later on. We've got Nissan now in fourth, so we've lost Nev, unfortunately. Not sure. Could be because of the lagging issues, but hopefully he'll be back stronger next week. So down to 5 in this race, and we've got Nissan and Valium having a battle of their own here. So that gap looks to be about the same as what it was before, but certainly Valium's tyres are barely touched. They look brand new. Back to the front though. Definitely close on track limits is Dylan. Got away with it though. I was going to say, Matt's followed him. Definitely Diablo. It'll be interesting to see what the lap times are compared to these two. It's a great shot round the hairpin. Up the hill. Yeah, so you've got, you know, 209 on the last lap, and I know Matt was in the 210s. So just shows you up front. We've got, did we have a 205? Just going on board with Diablo now. And this Audi. Hard on the brakes, just past the 150 meter board. So no tyre sympathy here, that's for sure. It's flat out. Yeah, he's on a 208. Matt now kind of 209, 210s as those tyres drop off. Tight line round there from Scott as well. Great section. Through on Suzuka these corners. Not really overtaking, but just watching the cars at speed come through this section is always good. So Scott just using the throttle to keep control of the front end of this TT, but you can see that gap physically closer. Fourth gear, Degna 1. Using third to roll it through on Degna 2, and he's caught up loads. So now going to be putting Matt under loads of pressure coming into the hairpin. Does he go? It's quite tricky to overtake on this corner, because if you carry too much speed in, you're going to hit the other person and possibly punt them off the track, which is not what racing is about. They're very close between these two now. Can Matt hold on to second place? If I was a betting man, I'm going to say no at this stage. He's just, you know, he's done well on those tyres. He's done incredibly well. They still don't look bad, but you've got just that TT. So let's have a look. Are they going to go side by side through 130R? Almost. But yeah, well done Diablo. Well done Matt. Can Matt get back at him though? Just behind them we've got Nissan and Valium, so similar distance apart. Just, you know, it must be a second and a half. might just be outside a slipstream, and Valium going, come on, because again that Scirocco. Oh, but Nissan goes a little bit deep on that first part of the chicane. Again, front wheel drive, once it's up to speed, is difficult to catch. So Diablo now in second, so we've got Audi TT in first and second. We've got the Citroen in third. Fourth, we've got the Scirocco, and we've got the NSX in fifth. So really we're now on the last lap of this race. Unless P1 Dylan, he cuts that corner again, and he gets a half-second penalty for the privilege. So he's going to drop that here, though. He's got loads of time behind. He's got quite a few seconds, so just needs to keep it on the black stuff. Yeah, really, really quick laps from Dylan there. You know, behind Diablo. Matt's not giving up though. And then Nissan and Valium just behind that. Again, chaps, I must apologise. This video's taken quite a while. Just there's quite a lot to do at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are now getting to the real business end, so we're within the last few seconds of this race. So we got P1 Dylan approaching 130R. I think that's Team Castrol, I think, by the looks of it. Outlaw on the number plate. Dark Smoke. Again, obviously, these races, we were just presented with the news that we'd lost one of our own. So I hope you appreciate everybody liverying up the car for Stewie Mac. Good race for Diablo. Matt in third. He was just unlucky. No stop strategy. Almost worked for him. Nissan, is he gonna... Whoa, it's gonna be close, isn't it? Look how close it is. Nissan Elvis. Can he remain? Yes, he can. And then fourth and fifth. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.